Well, welcome everyone. I'm here today with Jada Bromberg, who is a member of our This Is My Brave High School Edition DC area cast. And Jada's here today to talk to us a little bit about what it's been like to join the cast of This Is My Brave and tell us what it's like to have lived in this time of COVID and what she's looking forward to most about having her story shared in the fall. So welcome, Jada. We really
Thank you.
are glad to have you here with us today. Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
All right. Well, I live in Fairfax, Virginia. I go to Woodson High School. I am a singer-songwriter. I've been playing piano since I was 5 and singing since before I can remember. And yeah,
What grade will you be this fall?
I'm going to be a rising junior.
Okay, great. And so how did you hear about This Is My Brave?
I heard about This Is My Brave through Our Minds Matter, which is another mental health organization, and they recently paired with them. And so I'm an Our Minds Matter student, and I run their club at my school. So I found out about This Is My Brave through them at one of the Wellness Wednesday meetings.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, Our Minds Matter is an organization run by the Josh Anderson Foundation here in the DC area. And they do a lot of work for suicide prevention, but they also have started the Our Minds Matter clubs in local high schools. And also those clubs are in other schools around the country. And the idea is to elevate the conversation about mental health and encourage kids to speak openly about it, and also to ask for help if they're needing any. So we're glad to have the partnership, and it certainly has given us a chance to meet a lot of young people who are eager to talk about their mental health. So Jada, just can you tell us a little bit about the condition that you'll be addressing in your piece on our stage?
Yeah, I'm going to be singing an original song that I wrote, and it's called At the Edge. And I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety when I was 13. And the song takes you through the feelings and the emotions and thoughts that I had during that time when I was in a really dark place. And so I want to share that with other people so they can hear and feel what I felt during that time.
So you mentioned a dark place. Like, where are you now with your mental health journey?
I would say that right now I am pretty stable. I've had a consistent mood. I've been pretty good. But I have a lot of ups and downs. Just they come out of nowhere. The beginning of COVID, I was definitely more in a dark place, not doing so well. My depression was really strong. But I've been slowly getting myself out of that and really trying to cope and do things to keep me busy, really.
Yeah. So do you think that it was a coincidence that you were in a dark place at the beginning of COVID, or do you think it was just the news of this big shift and everything changing so fast that took you there?
No, I definitely think that the news and just everything changing and having to kind of shift our own lives, our whole lives around, is what contributed to that mostly. But before that, I've been in and out of my depression, mostly just lows every day, not really knowing why actually. And so that's just been really hard for me over the years because I have never been able to find like one pinpoint of what causes me to feel sad and anxious and all that. I think it's just like a ton of different things.
Yeah. So you said you have been able to find ways to cope during COVID. So tell us, what are some things that you do to stay healthy during during the quarantine?
Yeah. Well, at the beginning of quarantine, I was doing a lot of songwriting and just music in general is my biggest coping strategy. And once school ended, I had an All Minds Matter internship, and then This Is My Brave, I have their internship now. And so keeping myself busy is really one of the best things for me, because if I feel like I have something to focus on, then it really helps take me away from my thoughts. And so I really try to do things that keep me busy, but also that I enjoy.
Great. So tell us, what do you hope for when your song is played at our show, which will air on October 18th? What do you hope for anybody who hears it to take away?
Well, the biggest thing with my song is I have a lot of deep lyrics in it, explaining, as I was saying before, like just my emotions and those really hard emotions that I can't always explain to other people, but it's something that you feel. And there's a feeling that I I just get, and it's really unexplainable, but I want other people to listen to the lyrics of the song and be able to have that own feeling in their own body. It's not a pleasant feeling. It's very uncomfortable and very distressing. And uh, some of the things that the lyrics, some of them will be just very hard. You'll understand when you hear it. I'm trying not to give away too much,
Mm-hmm.
but that's my main goal, is just so if people who don't know or don't understand, I mean, everyone has their own story. So I just want people to hear my specific story and feel the things that I've gone through.
So I would say that if somebody hasn't felt like that, then hearing your song, they may understand, maybe be able to empathize a little by having been with you to experience that through your song. But also, if they have felt something like that, maybe hearing your song will help them understand that they're not alone, that
Mm-hmm.
that you
Yeah.
there are others out there that are feeling these things, and you're not alone. This isn't a unique thing. So where have you gotten your help from?
Well, I've been seeing a therapist for a few years, and I I have a really supportive family. My parents are really supportive, my brother, so they've always been here for me, and they're definitely the biggest part of my journey of healing, or just staying me and trying to stay at like a balanced level. And then just at school, like my counselor, I've had a lot of people help me through all my hard times, a lot of different people over time. So it's really good to have a good community of people who are there to support you.
Yeah, and then being able to ask for help when you need it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really important to ask for help. I mean, personally, I'm not afraid to ask for help. I mean, when I need help, I will go ask for it, because I know, like, if I don't get help, you know, it might not end well. So, yeah.
Well, it's kind of like carrying a grand piano. Like nobody would think that it would be ridiculous to say, hey, could you help me lift this thing? Because it's kind of heavy, so sometimes, our mental health challenges can be really heavy and hard to manage on our own. So I'm so glad that you have support, and really glad to have you on our stage sharing your
Thank you.
song. I'm really looking forward to hearing it. So thank you so much for joining us today. And for those of you who are watching this interview, please watch for more details about our DC area high school edition of This Is My Brave, which will be coming up in October on the 18th. Jada, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for
And
having
we'll see
me.
you soon on our stage.
Can't wait.
Okay.